We're back. How's everybody doing? As promised, this is going to be my official Oscp review video. I took it yesterday or 2 days ago. I started on Friday, 9 a.m. to Saturday, the next day, Saturday, 9 a.m., 24 hours. Before we jump into that, let me go ahead and get this contest for the Manifest, what the hell was that book? Motivation Manifesto. Let me do the contest for that. Let me get the link. So I'm picking 3 winners. In order to win, you have to have commented and hashtag Motivation Manifesto. Unfortunately for this one, I didn't get a lot of comments. Well, I got comments, but I didn't get a lot of people that wanted the tag. So if you did it, your chances of winning are actually great since I'm doing it for 3. I don't know what it is about motivation. Maybe a lot of people aren't really fans of being motivated, or my page has been more IT focused, cybersecurity focused. So I'm gonna do more of those books, obviously. But if you're one of those guys, one of those people, guys, gals that wanted this book, I'm gonna do the contest now. So there's our 3 winners. Appreciate you guys doing the contest. Stay tuned to the end of this video. I'm gonna do another free book giveaway. This time I'm gonna do 1 book, and will be an IT book, cybersecurity book. So stay tuned for that, or you can just look in my comments section or the description and skip to this section if you're only interested in free books, free IT books. So now that we're done with that, so OSCP. So let me put it this way. I was very excited. I was very happy. To be honest, for the past week, the days coming up to the test, I wasn't really nervous. For the simple fact, if you saw my video last week, I told you guys that I was gonna pretty much use this as a 24-hour study block to have a time to just sit there, do the best that I can, try to learn what I can, try to root as many boxes as I can. I went in fully aware that I wasn't going to pass, and I was okay with that. I was comfortable with that. I think that made it a lot easier for me to digest my attempt. So I wasn't nervous. I didn't feel anxiety. The login process to the VPN was pretty simple. I was very excited the whole time. Sitting there, being actually, taking the test, taking the exam, getting checked in, getting the email, getting proctored in, setting all that up. It felt all fine. I was fine with it. I was, again, as I stated, I was actually excited the entire time. I didn't do a full 24 hours. I did about 19 and a half, maybe 20 hours. So the last 4 hours, I went to sleep. So this was 4 or 5 in the morning, Saturday morning. I only got 1 box. So I rooted 1 box. A 25-point box, so I was very happy about that. It took me, that was 6 hours, so 6 hours after that, and then, so what that puts, 14, so there was 15 hours of nothing. Well, I won't say nothing, it was just 15 hours of trying the other boxes. I spent about 2 to 3 hours on each other one, getting to a point where, like, okay, I spent enough time here, let me see what the other one's about, maybe I can, get some points here or there or whatever. And again, the whole time I was excited, I was happy, sitting here, learning along the way. If you watched my video 2 weeks ago, this was pretty much going to be a 24-hour study block, and it was. But I feel a huge weight lifted off my shoulders for the simple fact that I took it 1 time. I'm coming out of this knowing a lot more about the test, knowing what it's looking for, having done it at least 1 time. I never really had an issue with being proctored or being watched online. It was very, very clean, very professional. At times as I'm taking a test, as the hours are going by, I even forgot that I was being proctored. This is that non-invasive. So if you have issues about being watched or being proctored during taking an exam, it's really non-invasive. The only thing that was kind of not a nuisance or whatever, but anytime you had to leave the room, you got to let them know, you type in a chat or whatever, say I'm taking a quick break. I mean, they can't deny you your break, so they just need to be aware of it. You can't just disappear and come back. I don't know if that's a real issue or not. I know I didn't take that chance, so every time I wanted to take a break or whatever have you, left the room, I just put a comment or told them, and they said it's fine. And then when you come back in the room, you have to make your presence known and just say, hey, I'm back, and then they have to acknowledge so you can continue. So I've came a long way from a year ago or more than a year ago, where I didn't understand, like, if you put a box in front of me, I would have no clue where to even start. I am so far gone from that person. I'm very proud of myself. I've came a long way. Obviously, I still have a lot of work to do, but I'm ecstatic that I can actually say I attempted. There's a lot of people that push. They'll make a goal or try to create a goal for themselves and then push it out with not feeling like they're ready. If you watch my other videos about IT certs and all of that, I implore you to just schedule it and commit and take it, which is what I did. I just I took it April 12th, and now I feel like I'm the better for it. I'm all better for it. For those of you out there who have the OSCP as a goal, whether you feel ready or not, I feel like you should at least get it scheduled and just commit the study time and then take it on that day. Again, some people have issues with failing tests, but if you go in knowing there's a great possibility you can fail, go in with the notion that it's going to be a learning experience. So you can take the test at least one time, see what it is that you're looking for, see what it is that they're asking for, and then focus on your weak points, focus on things that you have to do better. So I feel like my second or third time attempt, I'll definitely get it. Obviously, I know what I have to work on, what I have to spend more time on, and I feel like it's going to be mostly documentation and recording my steps along the way, my process and thinking processes. Something that I struggled with, obviously, this first time, aside from rooting boxes, was knowing what to document, what to screenshot, what to record, without knowing if it's a rabbit hole or not. I guess with more experience and trying harder, obviously, as I take a preliminary look at a box, after a scan or whatever, and try to pinpoint what the intended solution is. Obviously, you can't know without doing some digging, but I find I'm gonna, I'll probably waste a lot of time documenting on rabbit holes, and I think I have a lot of that stuff already. So documentation, I know I'm good. I'm a good technical writer. I write manuals for work, SOPs, whatever. I know I'm good on the process of documenting. I think I have to refine, and I guess this comes with learning how to root better, how to refine what I'm documenting and not documenting a rabbit hole. And obviously, if you spend 2-3 hours documenting a rabbit hole and you find out it's a dead end, obviously that's not going to go in a report, so you don't want to use it, and then you waste time there. So I do got some questions about the exam. I guess anyone else who's taken it and passed it or has taken it more than once can help me out. So when I started it, I spent like 2-3 hours on not the PWK, but on an updated Kali version, another virtual machine distro, and I was working on a particular machine. I won't say what it was, but I found that it wasn't the known steps. And the course book has a lot of hints, but obviously the known steps weren't working on a Kali distro, right? So then after a while, I asked the moderators, hey, I'm going to switch because I got to kill my VPN. I'm going to switch from this distro to the PWK VM. So I did that, and then I followed the same steps, and then it worked for that one box. But then I realized for whatever, I really don't like the PWK because it's not updated. Metasploit has issues. And then after I got that box and I tried to continue to test on the PWK virtual machine, I found out there was resource issues. I probably could have upgraded the RAM or the memory resource in there, but I didn't think to do that because my other distro already has, like, I think I put 8 gigs or something onto it, but I didn't think about trying that. But either way, Metasploit wouldn't work. I tried to start Metasploit to use my one Metasploit that I could use, and the PWK VM, it just wouldn't open. And I've had issues with that in the past in the course book, in the labs. And so I have I have inhibitions about using the PWK for the whole exam. So then I went back to my Cali distro, that's mine, that's updated, and I continue to test there. But then, for it could be that I just didn't know how to route these particular boxes, or it could be that there were issues with my distro that wouldn't work for the exam. So I don't know. I know if you bought the labs and you're in the course, they say something about the PWK VM has everything you need for the exam. They say there's nothing wrong with using other distros, not distros, but other Kali virtual machines. But then again, it's like one of those things. And the reason I'll say that is because when I was using my updated distro, this particular exploit wasn't working. I won't get into specifics, but I know it should have been working. Then when I switched to the PWK VM, it worked like almost immediately. So there's that. So just keep that in mind, if you're out there taking it, or if anyone else can comment or send me a message saying, hey, they took the exam, they passed it with no issues on an updated version of Kali. Maybe it's just my PWK, or maybe something I'm doing wrong. I don't know. That's probably the only bad thing I would say about it is they pushed to use their PWK version, their PWK virtual machine, and I find issues with it. I really wish it was just, hey, you can use the most up-to-date Kali distro on a in a virtual machine, and it should be fine. But I don't think that's the case. Lessons learned. I'm gonna document better. I have some screenshots. I wasn't really writing or typing anything because I plan to do that the next day. Use their Kali. They have an offsec template for the report. I was just gonna use that, change the title, change the name, change a bunch of things, and just throw my screenshots in there. I know Cherry Tree is a good documentation, and I probably should use Cherry Tree. My friend Viper2 keeps pushing Cherry Tree onto me, saying I should do it, so maybe I will try that. I'm a little old school, so I had no problem doing screenshots or a snipping tool. I find I have more control, and I like to index in a folder of particular images for a machine, but that's just the way I do it. I could be wasting time doing that, or I could use Cherry Tree, and maybe it just makes it all quicker. I don't know. Documentation. I know I'm going to be lacking in documentation, so I'll put it this way. As I told you, I only routed one box, so the next day I didn't do the report. I could have done it. I know I'm capable of reporting. It's not going to be an issue of being technical or verbose or descriptive in a report. It's going to be what I actually report. So again, I know I'm going to struggle with remembering the steps and or not documenting rabbit holes along the way. I guess it's just part of the learning process where you try something maybe, and then you see it's not going anywhere, or you feel like it's a dead end, then you stop. But then if you were documenting, how much time did you waste documenting a rabbit hole? I don't know. If anybody has any solutions or tips and tricks on how to avoid that, or if it's inevitable because you have to try every possible scenario, every avenue that you can see, document along the way until you find it's a dead end, and then delete it. I don't know. Whatever. You guys let me know. I feel good about the exam. I feel a huge weight lifted off my shoulders. I feel more experienced. I feel smarter. I feel more knowledgeable. I feel like going into my second time, I'll definitely get the same one box or that type of box, and then I might get 2 or 3 more. I might even get closer to passing the second time, or I might pass the test. I don't know. I'm going to continue to read, continue to study. As I stated, I feel like I have a huge weight lifted off my shoulders. I feel more happier actually. Having taken it, because when I started the video series in August, and I made my announcement that I would be taking Oscp. Ever since then, every time I did an Oscp video, I don't know, there's just been this dark cloud hovering above my head until this, coming until this day that I took the exam. I think back then my intent was to study so hard and try hard, and then pass it the first time. So that's probably why I had a little more stress on my shoulders. But as I learned more, and I started to realize it's okay to not pass the first time, I think that's what lifted the whole, all my stress away. So I know when I pass it, it's going to be because I know the material, I know it's going to be stress free. I guess I probably can't say that. I guess it'll be stress free if I'm like so close, like I got 70 or 65 points, and I'm down to the last hour, and I'm just trying to get this last user or route. Then it'll probably become stressful because I'm so close and I'm trying to pass for real. But other than that, aside from that scenario, I think every time after this that I take the exam, I think I'm going to be pretty chill, pretty relaxed. I only spent 19 hours or 19 and a half, 20 hours legit sitting focused on these machines. So I didn't do anything for the last 4 hours. I was too tired. It was already 5 in the morning. So I told the moderators I'm good to go. I can end the exam now. I know I'm not going to pass. I've done the best I can. I put all the time I can. I am dead tired. I got one box. I learned what I have to do, and I'm ready to go. As far as the proctor, I had no issues with the proctor. They were pretty professional. Very, they couldn't really answer questions. They could only talk to you about when you had to take a break or when you come back from break. 2 or 3 times they told me I had to refresh my feed to my camera because I guess it just stopped. So I just did a refresh, and then they could see me again. So there was slight connectivity issues, not too huge. The whole proctoring process was very, very clean, very simple. The setup was very clean, very simple. I mean, it's actually, there were times where I forgot I was even, being proctored. I forgot there was someone watching me, someone that had, screen share of all my screens. They don't, aside from, maybe the camera going out, they don't bother you. They don't hassle you. You forget that they're there. And then, of course, when you take your breaks, you just got to let them know. When you come back, you got to let them know. You can't just disappear and then come out of nowhere. Something else that's new that I learned about myself. I don't know if I learned this about myself, but I didn't get so frustrated when I got stuck because I knew what I was there for. I knew what I was doing it for was to learn. I find I spend more time actually trying to learn new technologies or learn about vulnerability sitting there having to basically force myself and take this exam. It kind of puts you in the hot seat like, hey, you want to pass this test, you want to root this box, you're going to sit here and you're going to have to learn about something you've probably never seen before. And I admit I saw a couple of things that I would have never seen before. The boxes were clean. There were funny things. Some of them have hints. Some of them have funny little Easter eggs here and there. So they try to keep it entertaining. And it's only funny if you find them, obviously. But I think I was very pleased with the experience. Can't wait to try again. I'm not sure when. I feel like another month will be too soon. Or maybe the end of May, first week of June. I think I'm going to go for something like that. It's only a $60 retake, so probably end of May, first week of June, I'll try again. Which means I have another month and a half to go hit the books, hack the box, hit the labs again, hit the offsec videos, and just try to focus more so on routing, on the technologies and my patience and documentation. This stuff is great. I love learning. I'm actually in a good space. I'm in a happy space. As I stated, a weight has been lifted off my shoulders. I don't feel that heavy dark cloud of Oscp, anxiety, and nervousness and doom in the foreseeable future. I feel like, the next time I try, I'll get closer. And then the third time I try, I'll get closer. And if I don't pass it on the third time, the fourth time, taking it two, 3 times, I feel like it's definitely going to be an achievement. I can't wait to get there. I can't wait to share that experience with you guys. So this is only the first attempt. That's my story. So now that I have you here, the next book I'm going to give away, this book helped me a lot. I'm not even finished reading it. I'm about halfway through. If you comment this video with a comment and a hashtag of the web application hack. Oh, that's too long. Do a hashtag web applications handbook. I'm going to give away 1 copy of this book to somebody. This is the Bible for web applications. It's slightly outdated. I think this copy is 2011 or 2014, or the last one was 2011. I don't know. I'll send you the most recent one. But this book is golden. I'm not even finished reading it. It's so thick, obviously you can see. But it definitely helps you understand step by step the basics of web application penetration testing, which, if I remember, there was two examples maybe of two machines on the exam that were web-based or web application based. They may or may not have been the intended solution. I don't know, but I know they were there. There were some apps that were there that I was trying to. Oh, and after reading half of this book, I understand a lot more on the process. So I did get inside some things. But anyway, I can't talk too much about the exam itself. Hashtag Web Application Handbook in the comments if you want this book. Next time I do a video, I'll do the randomizer comment. If you win, you get it. I'll send it to you free of charge. I'm going to do a free book every video I do. I'm going to do the contest and then a free book. So I think that's all I have. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for liking and subscribing. I will keep you guys posted on the next time I schedule the Oscp, my processes and things like that. I'm actually, again, as I stated, I'm in a happy place. I feel good. I know this is a learning process, and I feel like I'm going to get it pretty soon, definitely this year. I remember my goal back in August when I started this last year. My goal was to get it around this time, but seeing as I only took it one time, I feel like I'm going to definitely get it by the end of this year. Obviously not towards the fall or Christmas, but maybe in the next 2 or 3 months, something like that. So I appreciate you guys. I'll keep you posted. If you want that book, hashtag Web Application Handbook. Thank you. Congratulations to the winners of the Motivation Manifesto. Send me your information. I'll send you those 3 books. Till the next time, like, share, subscribe, and I appreciate your time. Thanks.